Where is your Varus priority right now? Because we have had a lot of like Nautilus first picks, but I feel like Varus has been so big.
Yeah, Varus has been really strong. I do think Varus prio should be quite high. I think especially Yeon has been outstanding on it. On the FlyQuest side, maybe you care more about the Nautilus because you can just play Kalista or whatever with it, where I do think, Massu has looked quite good on that. But I do think we're likely to just see Varus Ashe again for TL. I think that has worked really well for them. I think that Yeon has been looking stellar on the Varus, so could just see the Varus grabbed up right now.
Or even the Kalista Ashe as well.
Yeah, that's definitely a possibility too. If you think that's the better denial pick, if you think that's the stronger 2v2. These are both really strong lanes, and I think it plays to the strengths of TL. They've been looking really good as a 2v2. Yeon has been on fire, but we'll have to see, what FlyQuest can get done.
Okay. Well, they're going to hold on to the Ashe and guarantee this Ahri for APA.
Yeah, I think that's really smart because they're not going to steal away Ashe right now for FlyQuest, do Ashe Nautilus into your Kalista. And since you use your third ban on the Talia, now you get the Ahri priority here for APA and don't let Jensen have that. Jensen's Ahri absolutely ran over them.
Insane. Yeah, he was really good on that. He was really good on the Talia. Azir, he's been great on, but that's obviously been disabled, unfortunately, for playoffs. Orianna's banned out, so now Jensen has to bring out something different here and showcase what he can get done. Is the Varus kind of as expected over on the FlyQuest side?
Yeah. The last time that we saw Jensen pulled down after 3 champion picks away, it was the Quay, but it looks like FlyQuest are just going to lock in the Renekton and give Jensen a little bit more time to cook up something.
Well, I think one of the nice things about picking Renekton here is that you kind of lose that red side's counter pick advantage because you have to go for your Ashe or whatever if you're going to go down towards that bot lane. Then you can do some protection bans up towards top lane, deny some of the picks that could be coming through from Impact that you're concerned about. So, I think the expectation is definitely that Ashe would come through here on 3, then FlyQuest start throwing bans towards top lane, and TL have to cook something up, but instead, they are going to make the pivot, so they're not going to go with double marksman lane. They can instead go towards, if the Ashe gets banned out, something like a Renata or something like even a hard engage style champion, and they're instead prioritizing that Ignite Rumble that did crush Bwipo in lane, but then kind of faltered later on.
Yeah, I think that's the main reason there, because then you would be relying only on your possible jungle pick for the frontline setup there to be able to face check and do things if you wanted to Ashe a little bit more squishy. Yeah. CoreJJ also, I think he's happy either way. Like, if CoreJJ gets onto an engaged champ, he's always happy as well. We are running once again into heavy Merc Treads possibility already, since it is another double AP comp.
Yeah.
And quite possibly they're going to have even more CC after the RA charm here locked in. So they themselves are going to ban out one of the pairings with the Renekton. Obviously, the Sejuani was the first ban here for Team Liquid. I like that. You don't want to be on the receiving end again.
What do Team Liquid round out this composition with? You already talked about that there's a desperate need for frontline. Sejuani is gone.
It's AD jungler, so it's like Xin or Lee Sin, based on what's up, probably. It's probably going to be that, and then it's going to be either Core wants to play, for 2v2 lane, or he wants to play something hard engage, for the composition. So because it's double AP solo lane, has to be AD jungler. So FlyQuest are going to ban another AD jungler. Whether they're more worried about the Xin Zhao or Lee Sin, that kind of remains to be seen. But those are the two.
Or the Viego. I mean, the Viego game we saw from Inspired was a little suspect. So whichever one they choose, Umti's still going to have multiple options.
Yeah, I always think of Umti more as kind of that Xin Zhao Lee Sin guy. He obviously played a ton of Lee Sin in the LCK. This is going to be the Xin Zhao ban. So Viego is an option. Lee Sin is an option. I think it's one of those pretty much for sure. But obviously if you have a more conditional pick, then you could save that jungle pick to 5 if you think that gives you value.
Whoa.
No way.
No way.
Triple AP? Come on.
No way, no way.
Also, Lilia right now got nerfed.
Yeah.
Is not in the best state, so there we go. We get that Umti Lee Sin. His Lee Sin kick into the CoreJJ's Rel ultimate, into APA Ziggs ultimate, was one of the best looking plays that we had this whole series, so I think everyone will be pretty happy to see him back on that again. And they themselves also banned out the Poppy preemptively from their side, so I like that. No Poppy possible answer here from Inspired.
LPL special.
This would be like the FBX, like the Milky Way.
No way he's going like Kindred with
this. If he goes carry alongside
way.
the Annie, that's kind of the Milky Way special from FBX. So would be really exciting to see if Inspired's going to go towards it.
Into a Lee Sin.
He can still go Viego or something if he wanted. That gets a lot of upfront burst with it, and it's an AD pairing.
But this is nice though, because Annie can always guarantee that point and click stun on such mobile characters here. Kalista can hop around. Ahri's spear rushing around. down. You have the mobility from the Lee
Viego,
Sin.
yep.
What better way to lock him down? Now you have the Death Charge and Annie's CC to lock down these mobile carries.
Yeah, and Annie there, when you do play Annie with these carry style junglers, it's so much about that 2v2, about enabling them. Annie has so much upfront burst.
Classic.
Is going to be able to pair it with that Viego. Taric, really good into melee matchups as a support, so it's actually very good for the 2v2. You win almost every fight when those melee supports go in because you're constantly resetting with your passive to get those stuns, to get those heals out, and if it's well timed, can answer the hard engage.
No, not only is this a quintessential counter engage support champion because the ultimate, like you're talking about, it is also, to me now, the CoreJJ pick. This has become synonymous with CoreJJ. Very few other junglers or supports are even practicing the Taric here, and CoreJJ constantly going back to it. You do have to time it really well, or else you end up looking super bad with it, though. If you
You're
whip
not
it,
wrong.
and so you need to have some good kicks from Umti or charms from APA to guarantee that you're getting value out of it. But when you're staring down an Annie trying to flash on your team and Nautilus and all this hard engage that you're talking about, it definitely is a very good tool.
I love chat was all spamming Milky Way as soon as the Annie got locked in. The legend of Milky Way is growing, is spreading around the world.
But honestly, I feel like that's so intimidating for any jungler now to try and live up to it. If your team is trying to mirror that and then you don't live up to it, and they're like, everyone's just flaming you. You're not Milky Way, bro. You're not him.
Guys, we are getting everything. The Annie in the mid lane, the CoreJJ Taric special. This has truly evolved to be such an exciting series, an unexpected one at that, between FlyQuest, the first seed from regular season, against Team Liquid Honda, the 4th seed. Here we go, one last time, FlyQuest and Team Liquid Honda.
All right, game 5's so much fun here, putting it to the test. Just a little reminder, though, of course, this is the upper part of the bracket, so you do get 2 lives up here. Whichever team does lose this is not out of playoffs. You still have hope in the lower bracket.
Jensen's got to be careful about face-checking this.
Yeah, he saw APA poke around the corner, and I think he got tipped off. He's like, okay, you're not walking there if there's not people beside
There's
you.
no way you're
There's
by
just
yourself
no
right
way.
now. CoreJJ on the Taric, 37 career games, 5.0 KDA, almost a 60% win rate.
But what's the CSD?
I don't know that. Not giving me that
The
stats.
classic support flex.
It's going to be a fun one to watch. Again, this is a pick that I think people underestimate the laning power sometimes of the Taric. It's not a good blind. It's horrible into these range matchups. But anytime you have constant access to be able to trade melee, so if the Nautilus hooks in, you're meleeing him back, you're constantly resetting the cooldowns on your spells. It is really difficult to deal with. So definitely very, very strong. Obviously, Fate's Call can set you up to throw you in with that Dazzle stun. You can bash it onto things like Lee Sin to help them set up, and the Ahri. So there's a lot of ways for Core to be successful in this one. And I think it's going to be very interesting to watch because it's that obvious point of success or failure that you were talking about, Kobe. You can look so good when you have the perfectly timed ult, or you go all shiny while your carry's dead on the ground beside you.
And CoreJJ picks it a lot with his AD carry playing Kalista, and they play so aggressively with hopping forward to place the stun. Kalista is one of the best AD carries at being able to allow those Taric stuns to land without Core himself having to be the one. So we'll definitely keep our eyes on it. Currently, though, if you look at the minimap, you're always tracking junglers, and they do have Umti clearing from bottom towards top, whereas Inspired is clearing down towards that bottom side, towards the Kalista Taric lane.
Bwipo again took a really bad trade. It's kind of starting off the lane in a similar way. He lost about 50-60% of his health off of the earlier level 2 there from Impact. And yes, you want to get every bit of experience that you can, but you still have to be very careful in these spots because we've seen how that can turn into a large deficit. Impact in the last time they played this matchup, 2 solo kills.
Yeah, critical note here. Team Liquid were able to spot Inspired taking the Raptor camp. Umti goes through Fog and lands the Q on the red buff, so they don't have information on where exactly he is at the moment.
Yeah, it's an interesting choice because we are going to have an earlier respawn of Raptors and Krugs for Inspired since he is doing his red last. and so you have a little bit of time discrepancy there. That will come into effect in the second clear, obviously, to see how quick you can rush to a level 6. But Umti is getting out here, skipping Krugs, still level 3, wants to take advantage.
Warthog, E-Flash, there it is. Gets the slowdown, but APA would have to connect with the Charm, and that feels like a wasted gank from Umti.
I mean, Jensen is just so good at evaluating damage, and we can see Inspired now in the area. Might be able to find Umti, who's down a level now and is going to be pushed off this.
Good little sidestep there from Umti. Unfortunately, since Inspired's top laner is getting pushed into tower.
Oh no.
I mean, Umti might be able to get over the wall. Warthog. I thought Inspired was going to try to chase him to the bitter ends of the earth, but
yeah, the Rumble's got your back, pushing top lane. Nice to be able to kite up to. So Umti runs up to his winning pushing lane. Does mean though, still Inspired will be ahead on jungle camps. He will be able to push out mid lane and then get double Scuttle Crab here. That is the price that you pay for going for a level 3 gank. Umti obviously really wanted to take advantage of pushing Annie here and try and get a first blood. He flashed for it, but Jensen proc the stun and then walks it out. So very nice calm play from the veteran.
I mean, he's so good at evaluating damage in these situations where he almost never just like panic flashes or anything like that. He's so good in those tense moments. And it's tough because it's like you're going Warthog, flash E, but APA can't really follow up on that. He's too far away, right? It was so difficult for him to be in that spot. And without APA being able to find Charm Flash to follow, you were never really going to get that kill. Jensen evaluates correctly, holds onto the flash. Umti gets pushed out, means double Scuttle for Inspired. And that's the knock-on effect, putting this Lee Sin behind.
And then you're thinking about, oh, well, if APA had walked up earlier on the big wave in front of him.
All but Inspired is here, and Impact, it might just be cooked here. Ignite is still available, but the CC train guarantees first blood for Inspired.
Yeah, nice gank there. They get it on Impact. Will not be a solo kill this game, but what I was going to say, yeah, if your Ahri moves up too early into a big stacking wave, your opponent is going to get tipped off and know that there is a jungle gank coming. So we'll see, though. This is such a big bounce back for Inspired. Everybody was talking about the picture that even FlyQuest posted themselves.
Yeah.
Inspired was looking a little sweaty there. It was looking like there was a lot of pressure on them. FlyQuest, it always does feel bad coming into a game 5 too when your opponents are the ones who just kind of had the bounce back and they won game 4. So for Inspired to get that first blood and the early start feels pretty good for FlyQuest, but their bottom lane might pay the price.
Yeah. Looks like Umti queued over to the Krugs. It's walking over to Busio first. Who's going to take the tower up first? It should be Umti. They get the Ignite down. Does CoreJJ dive in the minions? No. Clean dive from Team Liquid.
They're going to be able to pull off. In mid lane, APA going to be just traded into. It's not going to be really a look for a kill. This is kind of the Annie Classic. If you see much Annie in pro play, Tibbers is off cooldown. Tibbers is getting used. You just constantly use it to try to chunk out your opponent, get push in lane. We didn't really get to talk much about the follow-up in top lane, but the fact that Impact dies sucks so much more because he's not playing TP, right? So he loses the wave, and it means when the wave bounces, it's pushing away from you, which puts you in a spot to get re-ganked, and is very, very tough. Bwipo also was being way more respectful in this matchup. This time he took an early base and just TP'd back with a null. Like, that was his first buy, then it's into a Ruby Crystal. He's gonna play it much more safe. He's gonna make the adjustments, knowing that last time when he played aggressive, he got punished hard.
Yeah.
The classic bounce back for a top laner. Play more safe and call jungle.
There you go.
Love it. That one
is jungle diff, Kobe.
I say, that 1-2 combo for top laners is undefeated. Play safer, call jungle, GG.
What if my jungle doesn't come?
You got some other problems.
Yeah.
Yeah, jungle.
Yeah, exactly. Like I said, shot
It's
the jungle
problem.
Interesting note here. So we get first tier 2 boots purchases from both mid laners. APA going with the Mercury treads because he's respecting the CC, but Jensen is going with Ionian boots. He is more focused on going for those flash plays, the stuns to set up the rest of his team.
Yeah, the flash plays, being able to have that Tibbers up constantly, really nice as well. As Impact still doing well, looking for the push. But we also have to remember, even with the incredible start from Impact, FlyQuest played the map really, really well in that one, utilizing the double team advantage, pulling them around the map, and they made Impact fall behind because he always had a group with his team, whereas Bwipo was in a side lane, Jensen's in a side lane, and he ended up falling behind in that one. So much inexperience as a result.
Dazzle stun on the Busio. Is he in threatened range? He doesn't have flash. The Rens are stacking up. Yeah, that's a 2v2 clean solo kill from Yeon and Busio. Or Yeon and CoreJJ, my mistake there, as Massu forced to cleanse the stun, and APA is coming down for the roam. Has Spirit Rush available, but Inspired's gonna match Massu should be fine, but this is a huge wave that is stacking up, and Massu is going to be under pressure.
TL bot lane diff does not miss, okay? This series, wow. Really, really impressive stuff from them.
Okay, Impact is going to go overheated onto Bwipo, has the Ignite available. Bwipo still has Flash, is waiting until the right moment. Impact is burning him down into the minion wave, so he cannot be followed up by a Harpoon.
Forces the flash, well done there from Impact. Waited till he spent all his skills on the wave, then drops the equalizer, looks for that pressure. Impact not going to greed it out, he's just going to base here though, as TL will get the dragon off of that bot lane pressure, looking really strong again. And also, I am a big fan of tier on Taric. This is such a mana-hungry champion. It is a bit of a greedy early buy, but if you're not being pressured heavily in lane and you get that early tier, it's so much value later on. It's so much more healing you can get out, so many more rotations of spells. Even for things like objective takes like Baron, it makes it super safe because you won't go and you can just heal auto, heal auto, and you keep your team full health. And especially with the Kalista, that's so powerful.
Busio does have to be careful. Still doesn't have Flash available. Ignite is back up, but with how the lane has gone, Yeon and CoreJJ are totally in charge of dictating how the rest of the laning phase goes.
Man, this makes it so difficult for jungle because you're getting called everywhere. Top lane is constantly volatile, pushing in. You know, Bwipo doesn't have Flash anymore, so Flash disadvantage up there also. But then bottom lane is constantly fighting here. Now 2 deaths for Busio. He goes for Hex Flash plays. They're getting pushed in. And it looks like they've chosen top side, the battleground.
Umti is trying to commit first, but they need to make it a fast play. Otherwise, Inspired is here for the counter. The Spectrum Wall lands the root onto Umti. Just a little bit of damage back onto the jungle, but no one going to go down.
Yeah, once the Q misses from Umti, they know they're not going to have enough damage to kill him off. There's no way, so they're just going to back it off. Nice little smite on the minion with the Spectral Maw to land the stun there from Inspired, who has had a bit of a quieter game after getting the first blood, but he has been power farming. And he is going for a very aggressive build here, likely going towards Kraken, I would assume. And is going to be, you know, really high DPS build.
The Kraken buffs from a couple patches ago for AD carries was so nice for Viego, but here's a repeat on top side. CoreJJ's top again.
2v1 didn't work, but 3v1, and no Inspired to bail him out this time around. Bwipo without the flash cannot get out alive. Umti takes the kill.
You heard Dokla talking about it. You always think CoreJJ's up there. Bwipo is talking about it. You always think CoreJJ's ganking topside. He does it with Umti, and that should be Void Grubs. Inspired is here, but look, the whole team is rotating up. And with Massu staying bottom, I think Inspired has to just leave.
Yeah, and I mean, if they committed, Equalizer's available, right? Impact could just cancel the base. I think you would just get cooked. So they get the kill, they get a plate, they get grubs.
Oh, mid lane's in trouble. And it looks like that is Yeon as the target. Had Flash, but the Deft Charge and the point-and-click CC that we were talking about during the champ select comes through fruition, and Yeon is taken down.
Yeah, now with that kill, they're going to be able to at least grab 1 grub for themselves. Umti should be able to get out, but grabbing that 1 grub feels really nice. Even if you just get the 1 off the 2, off of each of the 2, you're going to be able to deny the Void Might spawns, which is really that most important part. Plus, you get the bonus XP for that first grub that you do take, which is going to feel nice as well.
Does mean 4 Void Grubs for FlyQuest, so neither team is going to get the extra little grubby there whenever they're sieging on the towers, but Impact still going to push Bwipo off. Still no flash available for this Crocodile. He's got to be careful. Umti has kick available, dashes through. Double teleports are coming in. Both APA and Jensen are going to show up to the fight. They're trying to all in onto Bwipo. Both the jungler and the top laner go down here. And now it's a 2v2 situation. Spirit Rush available for APA, but they're just going to take the trade and leave.
Yeah, they call it off because look at these wards in the jungle actually saved them from an extended fight. They saw Nautilus coming on their deep ward jungle, or jungle wards there. So Busio did have the safety net. He goes for the recall afterwards, is just going to be the trade.
Exactly, and then you look at the cost on bottom side. Massu just has to leave again. They're losing more plates, they're losing more waves. Massu going to be the sacrificial lamb for that roam from Busio up towards top side. So TL get what they can get, and they're going to be able to
I just love the confidence from Yeon. This guy has been on Team Liquid Academy and Team Liquid for so long. They have invested really, really heavily into this player. And for a while, right when he joined the main team onto the LCS squad for TL, was receiving a lot of criticism, but is so confident now. Umti messing around with a little bit of jungle confidence as well, going for some possible steals, but Inspired secures.
Fate's call. Jensen over the wall, tries to isolate Yeon, but the Cosmic Radiant comes down, and they are invulnerable for now. But they have to kite away because the second fight from FlyQuest could be disastrous. Yeon getting pincered out by Inspired. Flats away. flash away from CoreJJ as well. Umti using his own flash. That could have been disastrous for Team Liquid, and FlyQuest bullied them out of the jungle.
Yeah, it's that ward in that brush over by the red buff that allowed Jensen over the wall to go for the Tibbers. That was really well played by Jensen. Notice how he also dropped the pink there to make sure, you know, they saw him over the wall after the initial Tibbers play came out, but really well positioned from Jensen, catches him by surprise, pushes him back, forces out those flashes. And these are the kind of plays and these are the kind of angles that you're looking for with this Annie. Has the Malignants online now, so the ult CDR going to be very low. You can get to ridiculous states to where it's like Tibbers is practically permanently out there.
Yeah.
And I'm expecting him to go in towards like Leandries. That's the build I most see commonly, is just Malignants into Leandries. People often go Rylai's and stuff, and it becomes so annoying to actually deal with this bear, just walking around, AoE slow, AoE burn.
And a big part of the goal of the team comp for FlyQuest is all the burst damage that they have, getting a spirit for Inspired to possess for this Viego reset. They were all pretty low, but couldn't quite get there.
CoreJJ might be in trouble. Dodges the dredge line. They're kiting this one out. CoreJJ still might be in trouble. Inspired commits the Heartbreaker, and it's enough damage from Massu to finish him off. No reset for Inspired as he has to kite away. Yeon cleansing the stun from Jensen. His equalizer. Oh! The great arrow from Massu picks up Yeon in the back half. Impact is trying to equalize the situation here, but he still goes down. APA forced to run. FlyQuest continuing to truck on forward.
Man, Yeon just got blasted. Jensen throws a little bit of damage on him. He insta-cleanses, backs off, and then the piercing arrow from Massu finishes off the kill. Surprising amount of burst there onto Yeon.
Yeah, that was a really nice shot, but because Impact came down and Impact tried to answer another one, Bwipo gets more alone time on the tower. He can't quite get it, so it just ends up being a little bit of chip damage and has to respect the roam from APA.
There's no Spirit Rush, so he can't necessarily threaten to gap close onto Bwipo. But man, for Massu to really, as we see Impact.
He's got a lot of all-time records. We've shown a lot of banners here. I can't even keep track of all of them.
He's been here for a while.
Yeah.
And he's been killing it for a while.
7th player to hit 1,500 kills. Well done, Impact, as there's a dive in the works here against Bwipo. He's just going to back off and give respect to the members of Team Liquid. But what I wanted to say is that Massu was being bullied off the tower. They're putting a lot of pressure into the bottom side of the map, but he never died. He never went down in lane, and he's able to answer up for it by picking up 2 clutch kills in that fight.
Yeah, definitely credit to him. You know, it did feel like Core and Yeon absolutely had the pressure in that bottom lane. You know, they got the kill onto Busio. They pushed him off a lot of times, but he's right in it, right? He's going to have that slight gold lead very likely, depending on how much gold was actually taken from plates. It is really close, but Massu does have a slight edge. And Massu in a position to try to have a big performance here, to try to be that person who steps up in Game 5, is the difference maker. Inspired also in that great spot. We have to remember back to his last Viego game where he started with 2 early kills, wasn't able to accomplish much. This time, it's even better start, more jungle camps, 3 kills, including first blood.
And like I said, this team comp is basically made to burst someone down. They've got Annie, Lethality Varus, and Nautilus, all just like, all right, we're gonna get you a kill, baby, and then go to Reset City.
Yeah.
Inspired. We saw the pentakill that you got in EU. We saw the MVPs. You know, let's see it in Game 5.
I mean, on top of it as well, it's not the Thunder Sky Rush for Inspired. It is Kraken Slayer, just trying to maximize the damage output. Equalizer comes out. Bwipo's already popped the Dominus. Jensen with the teleport. Easy CC setup on Impact. APA cannot rectify the wrongs there. Cosmic Radiance is coming down. Yeon forces the flash. Comes just in time for the invulnerability, but he cannot hop, skip, jump away from this one because Inspired locks him down with the Blade of the Rune King, and now he's playing the Kalista. He gets the hop, skip, and jump. Finds one on a CoreJJ. Resets have come through for Inspired, and he's 5-0-1.
Yeah, that's 3 quick kills, and they can push mid lane afterwards as well. FlyQuest taking over.
Looking really confident on that play. Immediate commitment to the top lane play onto Impact. They find this angle. They stun enough. They look for the TP in. Jensen arrives. They burst him right down. Even though APA was pretty quick on his TP as well, there's no chance to respond. Then Massu just catches Yeon there as he's walking out. Barely. The Cosmic Radiance comes down to keep him alive for a moment, but it's not quite enough. He couldn't finish off Inspired. Inspired gets the reset, means Core's gone for free. And it's FlyQuest winning in 2 lanes, catching people in transition, trying to get up there to help up their top lane.
Another fight in the works here. Dazzle tries to connect. Busio flashes it to make sure that the stun does not land. He's going to be thankful that he does not give up a potential kill over to Team Liquid. They're now still jockeying for position in the mid lane. Dragon is not coming up for 3 minutes, so there's nothing really to fight for. It does feel tense.
And it feels like a flashback to that previous Rumble game.
Ridgeline, Umti is trying to look for Massu, ends up kicking Bwipo instead, takes the resonating strike. They get one kill, but Umti is traded out by Inspired, and now he gets to be the lead Sin, takes the Sonic Wave, finds APA, he's gonna be Ahri, gets the charm out, but Yeon through the cleanse still goes down. An equalizer from Impact is gonna turn around the fight and get at least one kill back over for themselves. 2 to Team Liquid, but 3 to FlyQuest.
No objectives? No problem. We play for kills, baby. And they get a bunch of them. 3.6 thousand, the gold lead. They get to push the tower afterwards. This is all well in advance of the Dragon or the Baron coming up. So they could completely open up the map. The last of the outer towers now down on the side of Team Liquid. FlyQuest get to reset and now come set up their vision. Now they get to set up the play.
And FlyQuest are just playing the map better, right? You know, it's Andy in the top lane. They have double TP, so they look for the engage here. They find the hook in onto Core. Umti trying to find the angle there, but can't quite catch up to Massu to kick him back. Bwipo, unfortunate flash, obviously not going to disconnect from the resonating strike as it comes through. He does go down, but it's the reset either way for Inspired. He connects on the Q, on the Lee Sin, then he connects on the Charm, on the Ahri. Impact shows up, but it's not going to be enough to chase in as Jensen has rotated down. But again, they're just getting these incremental advantages in the side lanes. They're dictating where they're fighting. They're dictating when they're fighting. This is FlyQuest fully in control in a macro game where they're also out executing on the micro plays, on the team fights.
And Busio, even though on this Nautilus he died 2 times really early on in the game, there he lands hook after hook. Then he turned on APA. He hit the ultimate with Nautilus first with a loud Massu, the really easy follow-up chains of corruption on the Varus to secure them the extra kill. Those two have just been catching so many TL players out.
And you look at the complete items now for Fly. It's 2 items already for Inspired. It's 2 items already for Jensen. He elected to go for that Rivalize second. He's going to go in towards the Magic Pen next. Opportunities done now for Massu. So he's got his 2 items. They are ridiculously strong. And everyone on TL side is really just trying to scrape together pieces. And you've lost the early game with this comp that can't play the map very well. It's going to be so hard to come back. You know, FlyQuest are just going to keep shoving out waves, keep making you respond to them. And if you don't, guess what? You're just falling further and further behind.
And I can't help but think back to the mid lane gank attempt from Umti, where he tried to go for the cripple flash to guarantee the charm lock in from APA, but both were not able to sync up and make that play possible.
Well, they stopped the recalls. They're going to go to try and catch these two. Everybody rotating up top side.
Umti wants the kill, and they need to get something, but a teleport from Bwipo is going to put a stop in their tracks. Impact is able to stasis the burst damage from Annie, but Umti is in trouble, but he's got APA and he's got Yeon. They're corralling right onto Bwipo and Jensen. They have to all in everything. Cosmic Radiance is going to give them the invulnerability to survive. This is huge for Team Liquid. Impact doesn't go down.
That is massive. Impact with a perfect stasis there with the Seeker's Arm Guard. Immunes the flash tibbers from Jensen. Survives. TL get all the kills and the Baron off this play. The wheels just came off for FlyQuest.
This series is a banger, down to game number 5, and TL, they come back. They're gonna, wait a second, you're not gonna Varus steal this, are you?
You have to think it with how the series has been.
Massu has seen the tape. He knows what Gumayushi did in World 22 Finals. Can he pull off a miracle for FlyQuest in their most desperate hour? But he already fired the arrow. Team Liquid will take the Baron.
They're going to get the Baron, and they may even get another kill here. As Busio going a little bit far. They're going to back it off, though. And just like that, the gold lead gone. Completely gone. They try to look for this play, but the equalizer early from Impact stopped the recalls. And then that stasis there with the Seeker's Arm Guard immunes the flash tibbers. That is the defining moment. If they can get that reset, if Inspired survives, maybe you can turn around with Bwipo TPing in. But because they couldn't get it, Taric arrives, the ulti comes down, no one dies. Total disaster for FlyQuest on the top side, and you know they have got to be ecstatic.
Impact is actually the GOAT. That's why we keep showing banners of all his achievements in the LCS. That was insane. He knew as soon as Jensen gets there, this Annie is coming to flash stun me.
Yeah.
So he times it perfectly, still gets the cooldowns out, and then CoreJJ arrives and the ultimate barely saves him. You can't write a better comeback here.
For Team Liquid fans, that moment looked eerily familiar to Week 6 when FlyQuest were leading the early game, and suddenly Team Liquid all in. They send nearly everyone towards the top side of the map, same place, not quite the same time, 10 minutes later, but Team Liquid have now put themselves back in a winning position. Baron buff on their side, and they are cruising through these towers. Dredgeline connects. Umti might be in trouble. Bwipo walks up. Umti is taken out of the fight. Yeon has to kite away from this one. Impact with the equalizer is going to split up FlyQuest members here, but Inspired is on the hunt. Looks for Yeon, but he gets popped. The flash stun with the clinch from Yeon keeps himself alive, as now he has to run because the rest of the members of FlyQuest want to run them down, but they just might have gained enough distance to get out. But the portals are coming in. Jensen has a blast cone available. He's got Tibbers, and he's looking for Yeon. Fate's call. Does he sacrifice CoreJJ to keep himself alive? They got a decent bunch of damage down. Ignite, the charm doesn't connect, but it's the over deception that connects. 1-for-1 trading. CoreJJ for Jensen, and Impact is back. He doesn't have the equalizer, but Massu is out of position. Huge shutdown goes over to Impact. Team Liquid are defying expectations.
Impact refuses to lose. This man is on a mission, the top lane play, and then makes it happen again off of the FlyQuest engage. Great kiting as well by Yeon and Core. Barely able to kill off Inspired before he could get that reset onto Yeon. That made all the difference. That made FlyQuest commit to the chase, commit to trying to get more. And TL end up coming up big again, Kobe.
This is playoffs, baby. This is game 5 pressure. And the overchase from FlyQuest, they can feel it slipping away from them. And so they overchase. The teleport came in. It was a 1-for-1. We're not done. Back to the action.
Inspired might be in trouble, but Umti dashes back on out once he sees Busio in range. It's going to allow Inspired to get out alive. But Team Liquid are the ones with the pressure, and they're pushing FlyQuest to the brink.
Man, that APA and Yeon play where they're kiting back on the top lane, kiting back Inspired, and then they get the Rend burst, taking him down. It feel like FlyQuest at that point kind of all in on it, and now they're facing another siege from TL. Good 4-1 split push. APA pushes the minions up mid lane. He got the 1 auto onto the tower. Just get the little bit of true damage there. Meanwhile, bottom side, they're clearing out one more wave. They got jungle fully warded up, so Impact is watching the path here between the two, and they're going to bring APA down.
And this is APA playing Lichbane. You know, Jensen, when we saw him, he was playing the Horizon Focus, more kind of upfront burst. This is going to be even better in that split push, weaving in the autos between your Rs with that Malignance. This is kind of that new build that is so popular throughout this season. So much unavoidable damage because you are forward, you pop the W, you're weaving in those autos. Even if you're not hitting your Q and your E every single time, the damage is really, really high for some of these squishy champions.
I am just in awe that this is the series that we have gotten today. I was very prepared for a dominant FlyQuest to come in, really roll over Team Liquid. Maybe there was one game that they could have gotten off the back end, but the fact that Team Liquid now find themselves ahead in goal at 26 minutes into the game, in game 5, mind-blowing.
Well, I've got some good news for fans because the way this game is going with it being so action-packed, it's not going to stop. FlyQuest, their whole team is burst damage, and Team Liquid, they don't have tanks on their team. They've got a Sterix Gauge on their Lee Sin, but really, they're relying on the shielding from CoreJJ, his Iron Solari, and his ultimate to try and get the timing correct. It makes for very exciting team fights because there is so much damage and not that much tankiness.
Dredgeline fishing from Busio. The flash spectrum wall. Is the invulnerability going to come through? APA is bursted out before the Cosmic Radiance comes through. Yeon tries to cleanse it, but gets locked down. FlyQuest are back in the game, and they took out the 2 carries from Team Liquid.
They find the huge play, their flash spectrum off from Inspired, and then Massu after that finds the flash arrow, connects on the ult, gets them another kill. They take out both the carries. They want more here.
Inspired is really trying to hunt them down, impacting CoreJJ. Core has flash, Impact doesn't. Impact might just be gone from this one. Another kill to FlyQuest. They are trying to run with the momentum.
30 seconds on Baron, too. That kill was a really meaningful kill. That extra chase from FlyQuest. They know if they could get the kill on Impact now, it's a no teleport top laner. Baron's up in 19 seconds. Dragon's up in 1 second. So they can collect the Dragon, have plenty of time to move on over. FlyQuest, that'll be Dragon number 3. Setting themselves up for Dragon Soul points.
Yeah, and just look at this. The initial play, they couldn't find it. It's actually from the bottom of your screen, so you can't really see him because of the picture-in-picture, but look at this. W flash, everyone commits immediately in. Massu flashes forward, Chains of Corruption there, do connect onto Yeon. He cleanses it very quickly, but immediate hook comes out from Busio to follow up. So great decisive play there from FlyQuest. That's exactly what you need when you are playing into a Taric. You cannot hesitate. Everyone has to get in. Make sure you get that first kill before the ulti lands.
3 flashes invested.
Those coaches looking stressed.
Yeah.
I think that's the first sigh of relief they've seen in a hot minute in this game. But it does not overcome the gold advantage. It's now neck and neck between both teams.
All right, will they punish those 3 flashes? Inspired, Jensen, Massu here. Now they have no defense, and it's up to Team Liquid. They saved CoreJJ, Yeon, APA, Umti, all have flashes ready. Can they too make a huge flash play in game number 5 of the playoffs?
Umti, he's looping around.
Oh, he could go for Massu here.
He wants to go for Massu. He gets stunned up, but he just goes for Inspired instead. But the Heartbreaker gets him out of danger. The invulnerability from Consecrations is used early to guarantee the kill on Jensen. FlyQuest are now down to 4 members. Team Liquid, will they turn to the Baron or will they look for more?
If you've got a flash, you've got a team fight, baby. They make it good. TL now turning towards Baron. Jensen's the only one down. His teleport won't be ready when he gets back up.
33 seconds on Jensen. That's 33 seconds that Team Liquid have to try and pull this Baron and force FlyQuest into their hands. No Cosmic Radiance available. Inspired trying to flank on the left side. APA playing to that choke point. Bwipo already popping the dominance, and Team Liquid have to back off. It looks like for now, Bwipo gets in range of impact. The flash dazzle stun. The charm connects on the Massu, but no one can get in range quite yet. The arrow is not going to be enough. Busio forced out of this fight, and Team Liquid should be guaranteeing themselves this Baron.
They've got it. They got the Baron. They handle the situation very tense, but they handle it well. They don't overcommit. The goal was always the Baron, just enough fighting to push FlyQuest away to make sure Inspired can't get in there. They have now secured that Baron, and now it's going to be up to them to see how much gold can they get off the map. There's only one more outer tower remaining. They want to get a lot done with this because the next objective after that is a potential soul for FlyQuest.
And guess what? We are going to be on the other side of the flash turns of this game, basically. We've had each team separating their flash cooldowns. So when the dragon comes up, we're going to have all 3 of those flashes for FlyQuest back in order. And TL just use APAs, CoreJJs, and Umtis. So it'll be the complete opposite situation with another huge objective up on the map. So what's really the question is how much can TL get with that Baron that they just invested in?
And you can see they're trying to move into the enemy jungle, pushing that up. They have Impact pushing in bot. They had APA push 1 mid. He's going to go back there and push it out again as he has TP and can look to rejoin to the team. FlyQuest are trying to establish this defensive vision, see if they can find someone split from the squad. But it's 4 bot, 1 mid. And TL just need to play this out slowly. Wait for APA to get up towards that tower, be pressuring through 2 lanes with that Baron buff.
Flash is still not back up for Massu, but it is back up for Jensen. The equalizer forces FlyQuest off. That should buy enough time for Yeon to take out the 2nd-tier turret in the bottom lane. Team Liquid holding on to this Baron buff and maximizing what they have.
They just have to be sure now that you don't fight until the equalizer is back up, because they use that to get the tower. You don't want a committed fight now.
Yeah, you don't even want to get close for one of these picks.
Yeah.
But I would say FlyQuest are in comms right now saying, nobody use any big cooldowns until the dragon. We have plenty of time, minute 20 seconds. Nice little reset here from Team Liquid, well ahead of time. And if you look at the minimap, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 wards used leading up to that dragon fight. Plus they have the scuttle crab vision. So they definitely have this place lit up.
And this is now a death cap done for Impact. He's about to get 16 here pretty soon. You can see there just hit 16 and he has the Impact. That equalizer is going to be terrifying.
Big cooldowns. Stasis on both APA and Impact through their Zonias. No flash available from APA. Flash and cleanse available from Yeon. Flash on Jensen, and flash just came back up for Massu.
And you can cheat some of these plays too. If you have a vision play, it can sometimes be more impactful than the flash play. So that's the one thing when FlyQuest are trying to retake this territory. And the important part about Team Liquid leaving so many wards behind leading up towards the dragon, that they just get to continue pushing with their Baron. They still have jungle control, so they have that fog of war advantage. And you see Bwipo right now on the minimap recalling from top lane. He doesn't even want to waste the time of a channel of the teleport. He buys up his crit reduction here.
Yeah, and there's not really any good TP wards, which is making it hard. When you look over towards that dragon, there's not really any good angle for Bwipo, so they're going to have to try to move through the team. You know, as a team, move through the jungle, push out mid, try to be able to regain some control so they can get access to that dragon, unless they're just willing to give it up straight up, because they don't have good positioning on it. And with the base coming through, they are not going to challenge for their soul. They're just going to sacrifice that.
Also, the only crit on the enemy team is the Sundered Sky auto from Lee Sin. So it must have been a case where he had just enough gold for it.
Yeah.
Because, yeah, Kalista is on
They're going to look for Bwipo.
Looking for Bwipo. Spirit Rush available. Another charge. The charm does not connect, but the kick does from Umti. And Bwipo's in a world of trouble, but he gets out, and he's going to stay alive.
Well handled there by Bwipo. The Sterix making all the difference. He's a very tanky build here. The Randomins, the Sterix, buys him the time with the ulti to get out of there. He does have to spend the flash, but that's a flash kick from Umti. Traded for that. Jensen, meanwhile, almost took down that top lane tier 3 tower, looking to unlock that inhibitor. As FlyQuest continued to play the map there, you know, TL have stalled out any potential soul, but FlyQuest are always going to have that as a potential win condition. If TL ever make a mistake when that dragon is coming up, it could be so costly.
I love it. I want this amount of tension in all of our playoff series.
God.
And this is upper bracket as well.
Yeah.
Heading towards the next move here. Team Liquid push out mid lane, rotate on up. They want to transfer their vision over the top side of the map in preparation for the transfer of objectives.
So,
Dragon already taken, Baron coming up in minute 20 seconds.
A little bit of interesting LCS history could potentially be made. If TL were to win, this would be the first time in LCS history that both the #1 and #2 seeds lost in playoffs in the first round. Never happened before. But TL and Cloud9 looking to combine to make a little bit of history.
Something people have been talking about this entire split in the LCS is how competitive it has been with all of the teams being very threatening through the regular season. Those were best of ones, but it's even showing up in the best of fives in the upper bracket.
Equalizer onto Jensen. Stand strong, using the stasis from APA. Jensen is gone. Teleport comes in from Bwipo. Remember, he doesn't have flash from before. Cosmic Radiance is going to come in. They try to save Impact and Umti, but they get bursted down. Busio with the flash, tries to look for APA. He flashes backward. Yeon is free hitting. Look at Yeon. He's got cleanse and he's got flash still available, but he's kiting this one out. The flash from his fire to try to connect the stun, but the charm from APA keeps him alive. Yeon flashes backward, but the resets are pouring in. The arrow from Massu. Is this it?
This could be it. We'll see if they have the time. Long respawn timers. There's a lot of turrets to knock down. 30 seconds here for Impact. 25 there for Umti. I think they might be able to respawn in time, but it's going to be close. So FlyQuest going to back off. They're going to go towards Baron instead. They know they can't go for both.
Oh, Dios mío. Oh, man.
Yeah, they've got to go for it. 3 seconds here on Baron. They will be able to pick up the Baron, though.
Yeah.
What a huge, huge fight for them. And it started out with a pick onto Jensen. It started out with Impact melting Jensen down. APA goes in, hits the charm so that Jensen burns down in the CC. They assassinated the Annie, but the turn from FlyQuest was better.
Exactly. It's about to turn, and I'm going to draw your eyes to how close CoreJJ was to actually getting his ulti in onto Impact. The initial stasis there from APA was great. They hit the charm. They're all going for this burst. Look at that. Flashes in, can't actually get the Cosmic Radiance to land on him, or this could have been such a different fight. Yeon, though, Lethal Tempo fully stacked, Rage Blade fully stacked. It looked like it's fast-forwarded. It's not fast-forwarded. That's just how quick he jumps. He nearly made the highlight play happen here, but he didn't quite have the damage. The Sterix popped. He couldn't take down Bwipo.
And he landed every arrow there as well, onto the hopping Kalista, trying to kite for the Kalista's life. Now they've got the Baron. They can turn the tides once again.
In that last fight, the main rookie from FlyQuest standing up to the reigning rookie of the year from Team Liquid's Yeon. So crucial in that fight. And now big thing, Yeon, no flash, no cleanse available. Jensen has his flash. I imagine if Jensen sees Yeon, it is an instant go button for the game win.
Yeah, it definitely could be. You know, it's a minute here until potential soul as well, so you definitely have to check in on those cooldowns. Stasis available again for Impact and APA, and GA critically has been purchased for Yeon, so they're gonna have to kill him twice if they're gonna do it. Jensen trying to get in towards his death cap, has the pieces, so would love to have that completed and should be able to do so prior to any big soul fight. We can see APA still has a lot of room to go before he can complete his death cap of his own. And it's getting tricky here for TL. You know, both teams really on that knife's edge.
Oh, it also just got more difficult. Jensen completed the death cap here on the Annie. You thought the Tibbers was painful before? Definitely going to leave a mark as they try and siege the base. Here they come. Baron, plenty of time left on this. They play it really safe, though. Inspired just applying the Baron buff to the cannon minion, slowly chipping away at the tower. Dragon Soul coming up. They don't want to give themselves away. They don't want to let TL get a pick or any sort of way back into the game, so cautiously retreat.
Oh, Yeon's got to be careful. He's trying to walk back as the last member, knowing that he is the prime target for every single member of FlyQuest.
But they can't go too slow because they don't actually have vision, so they don't know if FlyQuest is just bursting this down. At the same time, TL is threatening to push down mid, and these arrows from Massu are really softening them up. Look at the health on APA and Umti already.
Yeah.
APA is going to go back to base. I wonder if he has a buy. He does have TP, so if he has something like a death cap or whatever they can complete, that'd be huge. But Core as well. Core's caught it out.
He doesn't have flash either. It would just rely on the Fate's Call from Yeon. Oh, the arrows are coming in from Massu and putting so much poke down and pressure onto Team Liquid. Yeon almost caught.
Core wants to heal off this Grump. He needs something to hit here.
But the Dragon's gone. It's too slow, right? They get the poke. They couldn't find a way in. Massu is so annoying for them as they're trying to walk in. He's hitting arrow after arrow after arrow. They had no vision prior to the play, thanks to the earlier Baron that FlyQuest got, where they dominate the map. And now FlyQuest do have the Hextech Soul. 9-1-9 for Massu in his first ever playoff series. Game 5, he's stepping up big. Fudge spoke earlier today about the poise, the confidence, how well a lot of these rookies are playing.
Yes.
And I think this is another example here where Massu is just not crumbling to the pressure. He started the series off with an 11-kill Kalista game, and he's looking to try to put the finishing touches on this one with another incredible game on the Varus.
And we think about at the beginning of this game, how much pressure Massu and Busio were receiving from Team Liquid. Massu made sure to never die in lane, picked up a couple of those crucial early game kills for FlyQuest, and he has been holding his own in his first ever playoff series. This guy is literally his 4th or 5th split in competitive. I don't remember exactly, but man, the fact that Massu has really sprung out of nowhere in solo queue to the FlyQuest system and immediately brought in as the most valuable prospect of summer 2023, and he is stepping up to the plate big time.
Well, he has everything at his fingertips right now. He's full build with the Hex Soul, the best soul for a poking Varus here. Not only are those going to leave a big mark on your health bar, but also getting the slow here, really annoying for the siege. And Team Liquid, they know now is approaching the time of desperation. We've got to look for one of these big flash plays. Umti here is trying to carve a path for himself to try and get behind them, look for an insec.
Yeah, you can see it's also a stasis item purchased up here. The Seeker's Arm Guard purchased by Bwipo. So working towards that Zhonya's on the Renekton, knows it's going to be high lethality. It's all about the burst at this point in the game. Wants to have that for this potential final fight. His fly's going to look.
CoreJJ gets caught, but it's the Fate's Call. Immediately, Equalizer tries to dissuade the fight. The Equalizer and the Cosmic Radiance comes down by some time. Bwipo with the stasis. Umti tries to look for the kick onto Inspire, but Impact falls. CoreJJ falls. Yeon is still trying to kite this one out. APA was not there for the fight and didn't have teleport, and FlyQuest immediately pulled the trigger.
Yeah, they go, no hesitation. In goes Busio. Jensen finds the angle for the flash tibbers. It's up to Yeon and Umti to try to make something happen here with APA. They have a couple minions they're trying to protect. They cut the wave here from Umti. APA is going to go in, but he's just going to die.
He just pops the stasis, trying to spirit rush through. I don't know what that was. Yeon is also trying to do something, but he's just a marksman against all 5 members. Inspired goes in for the killing blow. Umti has to recall, and FlyQuest could just look to end it right here, as they don't have any more threats to deal with. Umti, the last one to defend, but it won't be enough. FlyQuest overcome mental warfare and adversity, but the resilience pays off true as they guarantee an appearance at finals weekend.
What a banger of a series.
Oh my God, how much more action-packed, back and forth could it get? There was trash talk, there was spicy picks, they had it all.
It truly did. Full entertainment value delivered today. And now they can enjoy their bows. FlyQuest walking back out. Nice to see all the respect. By the way, the all chat did evolve into everyone just typing GGs at the end. Everybody calms down. Once we got a few more people muting all, then we got a lot more calm in the all chat. Nicely done there, coming out on top in the end.
Man, really
We had Pike
tense game
support.
there.
We had all kinds of fun.
Did we have Pike support? But FlyQuest gonna be able to walk away with the win. and they are going to be feeling really good about that. This one definitely got very tense. I think a lot more tense than they were expecting it to be, especially when they were up 2-1. You know, they're looking like they had the momentum. They were looking like they were dominating. They were going to close it out. The Pyke incident happens. Then we go into game 5. This one very close, back and forth game. Both teams with their moments, with their opportunities. But at the end of the day, it's FlyQuest that finds that final moment, that finds the way to end the series. As APA wasn't with the team, they tracked his TP. He didn't have it. And when he arrives, he tried to spear rush in. I think he was just trying to kill the minions.
Yeah.
But it was never going to work from that situation. They knew they couldn't defend 3v5. Ends up going all bad.
And I have to say, you know, even with some of the early deaths for Busio, this is the hook. They're like, oh, we see APA on minions. We know the timer for his teleport. Busio goes for it. He barely gets the lollipop there onto CoreJJ. It starts the fight. They get the ultimate down, then Bwipo's the one that really forces it because he goes in, he knows he has the Seeker's arm guard, so he forces the delay, and once they get that full engage, they know we have the soul, the Hex soul here. They're not going to get away from us, and one of their players is on bottom lane, so nice turn there. Good call from FlyQuest. You can see them immediately go for mid lane too. They're like, protect that cannon minion. We've got a lot of minions. We're going straight for the end. And as much as Team Liquid tried to cut the minion wave, Umti went down there. Too little, too late.
Yeah, too little, too late. But that concludes the series. We will be joining Raz and Jensen on stage for the interview.